How effective is the combination of your main product and ancillary texts? My first product was my trailer. A trailer is one of the main sources of advertising for a new film release. The main conventions of a trailer are as follows. Showing the main clips and most dramatic sequences of a film introduces the viewer, makes them want to go and watch the film. During the trailer that my group created, we tried to include as much as dramatic sequences, short, fast clips that would make the viewer want to go and watch it in the cinema. I'm now about to talk through my trailer, showing you the conventions of a horror trailer and also a normal trailer. At the start of my trailer, there's a shot from inside a car driving up to a wood. The lighting is very dark, which is a convention of a horror trailer and horror film. Also the setting, which is a wood, creates a creepy feel to it and also a convention of a horror trailer. A convention of a normal trailer itself is showing the setting of the clip at the start of the trailer to tell the audience where the film may be being set. The shot is quite a short one, and then music starts, and the title of the film company is then shown on the screen, which is another convention of a trailer. There is then a shot of the car driving past the wood. Out there, and then you can see a small girl standing on the side of the road. This shot in our group, we decided to work against the binary oppositions of a little girl, showing her that she's not small children aren't as innocent as they seem, and she is one of the villains of the film. Next is a shot of a dictionary definition of telling you what a cult is. Then the music goes quite stronger and bolder, which represents a more creepier and again horror conventions of a film. The definition tells you what a cult is, which relates to the title of the film, just to get a good feeling of what is about to come. Then the shot cuts to a young girl getting out of a car. The conventions of a horror film was the fact that we're using young people in our film are quite vulnerable, and perhaps showing like sexuality to horror, linking it to the Freud's Return of the Repressed theory. Then it cuts to a shot of her actually walking out of the car and then walking down the road towards the wood. So this shot is telling you where she is now going, and perhaps that she's trying to look for the girl that was just shown on the side of the road, just to give you a sense of what the film is, what's happening in the film. Then there's the shot cuts to newspaper articles of missing child, just to give you a sense of what is going to happen in the film, telling you that this child is missing, that we just saw in the beginning of the clip. Then it's cut and shown of the young girl that just got out of the car walking up the road, of a long shot of her. Then again it's cut to the little girl sitting on a bench in the wood. Then we're cut to a shot of inside the actual wood of a couple of people walking around in dark cloaks, kind of chanting, and which represents that this might be a cult and what the film is about. So the dark cloaks, the chanting, the wood, and the creepy music that starts is also conventions of a horror film. We tried to merge each clip into one and merge each clip of a fade just to give it an effect of the trailer, showing different clips in a short period of time. Then again, the sound of the trailer changes quite strongly to a loud piano sound, which is quite creepy, another convention of a horror film. Again, cutting to another definition of sacrifice, which again is just giving you another sense of the film. Maybe sacrifice is shown in the film, just makes you give an understanding of what is going to happen. The music then turns into a theme tune type, is more action-like, and suits the clips that we're about to show. Quite short, fast sequences of dramatic clips, which I said before are conventions of a horror trailer, and also a trailer itself. We've shown gore in our trailer, which is another convention of horror, and also makes the audience on their toes, like they get scared, and hopefully it makes them want to go and see it. It is then cut to another definition of worship. Worship kind of insinuates the fact that it's a cult and they're worshipping someone. Before that was a clip of the young girl, so maybe this is linking to how they worship the girl. The music goes not so quieter but slower, and less dramatic, and then it is cut to a clip of the wood. And then the music turns much more stronger, heavier, and more action-like, and zooms into a part of a young person's chest, of a scar that is a cross with blood and everything going out, which is another gore part of the film. There's a bit where we've shown people running, and also we've reversed them, so it kind of shows horror is kind of making it different and creepier. The ancillary texts. I created a film poster of the film that we produced during the trailer to make it all come together to look like a coherent marketing and publicity strategy for the film itself. The main features of a poster is usually the genre of the film, the credits, stars are shown, and maybe a tagline. In my poster, I've shown all these conventions of a poster, and also linking it to a horror convention poster as well. The image I've used on my poster is an extreme close-up of the final girl's face. It's quite dark and a high contrast, it's quite dramatic against the background of the poster, which is a dark black colour. Her mouth is not shown, it is just blank, which is a horror convention of showing it creepy and quite disturbing. Another feature of a poster is the credits, which I've put at the bottom of the poster. It's quite realistic, and the font style is exactly as this font style as a complete real poster itself. I've also included when it is featuring at cinemas, a website, and also the same logo of the film company that it's produced from. I've also added a tagline to the poster. What would you do to save yourself? And then the completion of that tagline is the title of the film, The Cult. So it says, what would you do to save yourself from the cult? So it's quite dramatic, like, and the cult is in a special different font, like quite big, like long font texts. It's the colour is quite a red colour. It's bold. It's got a border around the text, and the colour itself is quite textured, which kind of relates to the horror conventions of it's like not like normal skin, like it's connecting to maybe something that is disturbed or something wrong with it. I've also used a star in my poster, so the main star of the film is on front of the poster. I think also another feature of a poster is to try and stand out and attract your target audience. So looking at our target audience, they're quite young males, and they want something that is gonna wow them or like make them like turn their eye to it. So I think the extreme close-up I've used and the fact that she hasn't got a mouth is quite surprising, and also like, links to how it's going to be disturbing. And I think people want to see really scary horror movies rather than just like an average horror movie. So I think they want a good impact that is going to be a good scary film. Also, the title of the film is quite... It doesn't take up the whole of the thing, but the poster, but it covers quite a good amount of it to tell you what it's called, which is also a good thing. I've also created a film magazine, just a general magazine, and I've linked it to the Empire famous magazine. I've used an image of a star from the film, and I've put on the front of the magazine that there is an interview with the star from the cult. So she's got an interview, and so it's attracting quite a range of audiences. So obviously the target audience, which was the young male audience, and also it's got other features on it. So at the top it says free, 2 massive posters, which will attract people that take care of their look. And also I've included a feature saying hit new rom-com One Love in cinemas this June. So it's attracting like the whole range of the film part. So conventions of a magazine cover is probably the bold title of the magazine, the well-known font, so Empire, very well known, like as soon as you see it you know. Also a tagline of Empire, the world's biggest movie magazine, so that's quite impact on readers, like wow, it's the world's biggest movie magazine. The price of shown in the barcode is a general convention. Also the link, like the text, is going across the image that I've used, so it's quite interesting, and like it gives it a good effect. The change of font, like you don't want too many different fonts, but like a diverse range to like make each one stand out more than the other, or using different colours to stand out against the background, or using borders or shapes behind them. So which I've used, and I think I've shown not just conventions of horror trailer in my poster and also my magazine, but just conventions of a magazine and trailer itself.